I am a huge fan of the Nugget Comfort and the overall concept. So when I heard of the Fort, which is a similar concept but uses magnets, I jumped at the first chance I got to pre-order it. In this video, I go over the differences between the Fort and Nuggets, as well as my initial thoughts on the pros and cons when comparing the two. Before I dive into doing comparisons, let's talk about the Fort first, as it's brand new to the market. In fact, so new that they're not even in production yet. They're currently in the crowdfunding phase in Kickstarter. A little bit more on this later. The Fort is furniture that your little one can play with. There are two versions, one with magnets and one without. It is made up of pillows that allows them to build a wide variety of different things, from a regular sitting couch to a pillow fort. Both versions come with 12 pieces that consist of 5 different shapes. 2 half moons, 2 arches, 2 triangles, 4 rectangles, and 2 squares. Of course, the advantage of the magnet version is that the pillows will snap together, allowing for even more building options. Oh, there's a chance that if you're trying to do some research on the Fort, you'll come across another company called Squishy Forts, which offered a similar product, but there's no relation between the two companies and products. Squishy Forts attempted something similar back in 2013, but I'm not sure that they even actually released any real products. They seem to have fallen off in 2015 and I haven't seen any updates from them. This was before I had a kid, so I didn't really pay attention to these kind of products then. Alright, now that we know what the Fort is, let's talk about what makes it different from the very popular Nugget Comforts. The Fort has magnets in each of the pillows, which makes building certain structures much easier. Also, there's 12 pieces which allow for more customization. And technically there's a non-magnet version, but for this we're going to focus on a magnet one because that's much more unique. The Nugget Comfort is made up of 4 parts with 2 larger cushions containing 2 squares connected via the cover. It might not seem like it, but the amount of things you can build with just these 4 are pretty crazy. So I can only imagine how much more things you can make with the Fort. The material of the two are also very different. The Nugget uses a cover that's made of micro-suede fabric that is easily washable. The Fort uses something called PU leather. PU stands for polyurethane. Some companies call it artificial leather or vegan leather. Which of these two fabric is better? Well, it's a bit of a toss-up as the micro-suede is easily removable so you can throw it in the washer, but it's not waterproof, which means that if anything is spilled on the Nugget, there's a chance that it'll soak through to the foam layer, which is hard to clean. If you're worried about spills, Nugget does suggest that you can get some disposable bed mats and zip them between the fabric and foam of the cushion and base. Fort's artificial leather, on the other hand, is waterproof. As I haven't personally handled the PU leather yet, I can't tell you the quality of the material they used, but I've interacted with PU leather quite a bit in the manufacturing side before. Generally speaking, vegan leather looks pretty decent. I found that they're not quite as durable as real leather or micro-suede fabric, so hopefully they're using high quality material, as we know children are rough with their things. Since the Nugget cover is removable, you're able to purchase additional covers in different colors. Changing colors help freshen the look of the room a bit. The Fort doesn't have this luxury as it's not a removable cover. The color you pick is the one you're stuck with. The Nugget Comfort as of this video currently has 3 classic colors and 13 limited edition colors to pick from, making it a total of 16 different color options. They do call these colors limited editions as there is a chance one of these colors will get retired. While they did run a campaign recently bringing back a retired color, cactus, usually once the colors get retired, there's very little chance of it coming back. The Fort currently has 6 color options to pick from. Not as many colors as the Nugget, but apparently they use the same color pigments as Behr paint. So you have the option of going to a local store to grab paint chips to see the color in person before you pick which one you want to buy. The Nugget is made in the US, specifically North Carolina. The Fort is made in China. I'll let you interpret that however you want, as everyone has their own opinions on this. Now let's talk about the price. There's actually quite a bit of difference in the retail price. The Nugget ranges from $229 to $259 depending on the color you pick. Most of the color options are $229, but a couple limited edition ones are $259. The Fort's pricing is slightly more complicated, at least right now due to it not being released and having 2 different versions. The retail price of the Fort with magnets is $339 and the version without magnets is $329. At the full retail price, both versions cost significantly more than the Nugget. However, right now they're on Kickstarter and running an introductory price that ranges from 25 to 35% off for backing them and basically pre-ordering the Fort. As with most Kickstarters, they set a limit on the amount that can be purchased, basically first come first serve for the higher discount rates. For the magnet version, they have 1,000 spots for 35% off. 1,000 spots for 30% off, and 500 spots for 25% off. For the non-magnet version, they have 200 spots for the 33% off. They do have a 27% off option as well, but at least at the time of making this video, I didn't see that option on the sidebar, so not sure how many spots are limited on this. If you're able to grab one of the 35% off spots, it'll bring the price to $259, which is on par with one of the limited color editions of the Nugget Comfort. As if we're not already spending enough money pre-ordering the fort, they also have add-ons that you can purchase. There's a magnetic cloud light that costs $12. You have the option to pick from yellow or white. I did pre-order this as it seems fairly interesting. I'm hoping it's not too hard to turn the light on and off, as it would make a great opportunity to let my son practice turning on and off mechanical switches. $25 for a trucker hat that has the fort logo on the front. My wife likes the look of the hat, so we did pre-order this as well. $25 for the fort strap. It's supposed to be used for carrying the fort, but I don't see myself moving the fort around too much, so I chose to skip this. $50 for a gray cover. This cover lets you stack the pieces inside so you can turn the fort into a seat like the ottoman. I skipped this as well as I already have 3 nuggets, so there's no real need for additional seating. The last add-on is $60 for a gray blanket. This blanket has magnets and loops that allow for a little one to make a roof. While we really didn't need any more blankets, the possibility of making even more structures got me. I pre-ordered it. Oh, almost forgot to mention a pretty big thing, shipping. Fort is currently only shipping to the US. Nugget ships to the US and Canada. I'm not sure about their international policy as it's not on their website. The fort, as of the current Kickstarter campaign, does have a $50 shipping charge. Shipping large items is usually quite costly, so they split it into 2 boxes, and that still costs us $50 to ship. According to them, if they had chose a single box, it would be somewhere close to $100 to ship. I have no idea how they'll handle shipping once they're out of Kickstarter. At least for now, the Nugget definitely takes the win in this, as they don't charge any shipping for the US. As for the quality of the fort versus the Nugget, I'll have to wait until I receive the fort. I'll make another video when it arrives reviewing the fort. Currently, they're estimating that the fort will start shipping around mid-July 2021. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of Kickstarter, as you never know when they'll deliver on the promise. There's a chance that this could arrive much later. However, I do have a fairly good feeling about them though, as it only took them 12 hours to raise $2.2 million, which is way more than their Kickstarter goal of $25,000. This means that they should have more than enough capital to keep the project moving forward. Additionally, based on my own experience of working with factories, there's a high probability that due to large volume of units being pre-ordered, it will cost Fort less to make each unit, which, with fingers crossed, they'll pass these savings on to customers and lower the retail price. If I had to pay $399 or $329, I'm not sure I would have jumped on board and purchased the Fort. To put it into perspective, instead of buying the magnet Fort, you can buy 2 nuggets for about $60 more. But I haven't received the fort yet, so there's a chance that it could blow my mind and make me believe it's worth $399. Personally, I don't see the appeal of the non-magnet version. With the large amount of pieces, I can't see the things you build holding up very well. With that said, I'm still fairly excited on getting my hands on the forts. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about the fort and will you be joining in on the Kickstarter. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up and I'll catch you next time.